Welcome to the second video in our eLumen series, Creating an Assessment in eLumen. After you have logged into eLumen, you should now see a screen similar to mine with all of the courses you are teaching in a given semester. Please note that you can change semesters as necessary using the drop-down menu shown on your screen. To create an assessment, find the course that you are going to create an assessment for and choose the blue button, Add Assessment. Later on in this video, you will be able to add this assessment to the same course with a different CRN. Once you have clicked Add Assessment, you will be taken to a new screen similar to the one shown. Here you will make important decisions about how you will tally and record your assessment data later. First, choose an assessment name. There is no naming convention, but the name should be descriptive enough so that other instructors who teach the same course would be able to identify the purpose of the assessment. The assessment description can include whatever details you think would be of importance. For example, when the assessment is typically given, whether it is an oral exam, multiple choice exam, nursing practical, etc. To the right, activity name and description is not required, but may be helpful if you teach a lab or similar course. The assessment type is a drop-down menu and should probably be direct assessment. This means that you have directly assessed the student's ability to meet the stated outcome. Indirect assessments are for when students self-report whether they feel they have met the objective. This is appropriate for outcomes that are subjective rather than objective. The Evaluator Assessment Guide is optional. Here you can upload a document that may be the questions that you ask students or a rubric that is used to score student responses. If you upload an Evaluator Assessment Guide, it will be available to all faculty who have access to the assessment. Evaluator reflections should be checks. Once it is, you may then click the blue hyperlink to Link Reflection Template. Currently, there is only one question. Please do not create a new one. Click on the CPAS analysis question, and a preview will be shown on the right. Simply click Add, and this question will be available to be answered by faculty after they have entered student scores for the assessment. Rubric type has three options: activity-oriented single outcome, activity-oriented multi-rubric, and outcomes-oriented. The simplest to master is the outcomes-oriented, and it is the one we will use for this example. You will see that when you choose outcomes-oriented, scoring mode and scoring views will appear. You do not need to change these options. The assessment scale is an important choice. There are 4 currently available options. There is a 2-level scale. You can think of this as proficient, non-proficient. A 3-level scale, think of A, C, F. A 4-level scale that was created specifically for the criteria in modern languages, and a 5-level scale, like our regular grading pattern. Choose the assessment that you feel is appropriate in your course. For this example, I have chosen a 5-level assessment scale. Finally, hit Generate Rubric Template. Once you have hit Generate Rubric Template, you will see a rubric appropriate for the assessment scale that you have chosen. You may now change what are called performance descriptors. Those are the ones that currently state strong in all elements, strong in most elements, etc. If you would like, you can change this to an appropriate description of what you are expecting the student to accomplish. If not, you may leave it as it is. Click on Link Outcome to the left, and a pop-up box will appear showing the outcomes currently available for the course you chose. Choose the outcome that will be scored in this assessment. If you would like to assess more than one outcome with this assessment, simply choose Add Row below the current outcome. You would then go through the process of link outcome and add the next outcome. If you chose the wrong outcome, you can add a row and then delete the outcome you don't want by clicking the red X to the left of the outcome. Do this until you have all of the outcomes that you want to score with this assessment. Once you have generated the rubric to your appropriate specifications, you now have 2 options: Save and Save and Add to Library of Shared Assessment. It is recommended that you choose to save and add to the library. By doing this, other instructors who teach the same course will be able to add the assessment you have just created. If you do not want your assessment to be accessible to other instructors of the same course, then you would simply choose Save. You have now successfully created the assessment. I will now show you how to add this assessment to your other courses with different CRNs. Simply scroll to the course with the different CRN, choose Find Assessment rather than Add Assessment, and locate the assessment that you want to add. Click Add to Section, and you are done. It will now appear in the new CRN. In future semesters, you will be able to choose the option Carry Forward Prior Assessments to continue use of the same assessment. You are now ready to score the assessments. When you are ready to do so, please see the video Scoring and Importing Student Score.